Hi, and welcome to Happy Fisherman Adventures, episode 23.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.
Today's episode is all about Clifton Springs on the beautiful Bellarine Peninsula.
Yeah, this place is actually located just a few kilometers down Drysdale. It's actually on the Port Phillip Bay, and it's got beautiful launching facilities. There is actually updated launching facilities, which is just done recent, and you can launch 4 boats at a time now. There is over 60 plus car parks, and the best part about this, it's actually protected with a rock wall. So it doesn't matter of the weather, you can still get away and all that sort of stuff. One thing they have to watch out, it can be shallow, and sometimes on the low tide it can be shallow. But yeah, just keep in mind that it is what it is. Good part about it is actually a couple hundred meters just in front of the boat ramp. You got the Squid grounds, the whiting grounds, and then just only a few kilometers later, it's actually 3 kilometers to the main shipping channel, Geelong shipping channel, and that's where your snapper and gummies and everything is there. Today we're going to most likely talk just about squid and the grounds, but I think before that we're just going to show you the actual launching facilities.
There's just one more thing. There is the new John's
Fishing pier.
spot, the
Yeah.
jetty.
It is actually for people that don't have a boat. It's a beautiful jetty that actually goes some 50 meters in the water, and other people getting squid, pinkies, whiting as well, of course. It's all brand new.
I like the fact that it's got the rod holders.
Yeah, even rod holder. So you just push the rod holder. It is actually a great idea. Yeah.
Enjoy the next video.
Enjoy.
A few kilometers to the north of Drysdale, fronting Port Phillip Bay, is one of the Bellarine Peninsula's most popular fishing location, Clifton Springs. The newly extended boat ramp is an ideal location to launch, for fishing in both Port Phillip Bay and Corio Bay to the west. This mixed sand and weed area is ideal ground for King George whiting and squid. There are 2 double-line boat launching platforms with over 60 boat trailer car parks. The west side ramp and the extended car parks are new, and it's a great addition to the old boat ramp. Also, there is a toilet block and a fish cleaning table at this boat ramp. The boat ramp is very safe and it's protected by a break wall. Also new here is the John's fishing spot, jetty where people can relax and fish for calamari, King George whiting, pinkies and other species. Beside King George whiting and squid, 3 kilometers north is Geelong's shipping channel, where people target pinkies, big snapper and also gummy sharks. Our next video dates back to 2017 and it's all about catching squid at Clifton Springs.
We put actually this video because not much has changed. Exactly what we were doing back then happens today. Sometimes you get plenty, sometimes you get nothing. On this day actually there was no matter what jig we used. They just went, yeah, of course. And we got heaps. To start with, we got heaps. We were straight out of the ramp, maybe 300 meters, and on a clear day you can actually see the sand and where the grass starts to obviously form. So we actually fished that edge. And the wind was actually, the drift was slow because there was very little wind.
We had a great time and we caught heaps of squid. So
definitely. So let's watch this video and it'll give you some ideas what to expect. It is September 2017. We launched in Werribee and we are on the way to Clifton Springs. There is a good boat launching facilities at Clifton Springs and you don't need to go far if you're chasing squid. On board with me and Mima was Adrian and his son Julian. When chasing squid, it's very important that you drift on top of grass patches, and there is plenty of those patches around this area. Today we had lots of grass floating on the surface, but that didn't stop us to fish. And before you know, Adrian managed the first squid for the day. It was on a purple Yamashita jig, size 30. Then just a minute later I was on to another one. This one took my orange color jig. As we were thinking that squid is on one side of the boat, Mima proved that this theory is wrong. This time she got her squid on a black jig. It was a good session and the squid just kept coming. The weather was perfect and the drift was very slow. Somehow the squid didn't care what color jig we're throwing at them. To be honest, no one of my jigs actually stand out today. This squid followed Adrian's jig all the way to the surface. Then he came home with us. I think he just wanted a free ride to Point Cook. In meantime, we were plucking them left, right and center. After a while, we had enough and we took off to Port Arlington Old Channel. First thing first, when I anchor here, I always look for this drop-off. Here, nothing really to be proud of. Lots of small flatties and then a Benja shark. Nothing to take home, but still we had smile on our faces.
On that particular day, we launched in Werribee, we went to Clifton Springs, we caught few squid, and when we came back, there were few guys at the cleaning table. They got the flathead and I can't remember.
Yeah, they had few bits and pieces, yeah.
Few bits and pieces, yes. When we got the squid out and started cleaning it, they asked
to help.
To show
them how it's done, yeah. Well, I did help them, well, show them, and on the end they actually helped me because there was quite a bit of squid. So as I showed them, 3 of them got involved and I cleaned my squid pretty quick. Yes. And then a lady came with the 2 young boys. So yeah, let's watch the next video, and I even got a message from one of the guys and that's in the video as well. So enjoy the next video. Well, job wasn't done yet. We still need to clean the squid. We are at Werribee boat ramp, and as I started cleaning the squid, these young fellas were cleaning their flatties that they got today. Then they asked me if I can show them how to clean the squid, as they were keen to go and target them. So after a few tips, they got right into it, and pretty quick they become really good at it. The steps were simple: remove the head, remove the spine, and then rip off the wings. Then a lovely lady that was there with her 2 sons asked us if she can join us. So of course she can. So what can I say? Me and my team, we cleaned the squid pretty quick.
Feel the bone. Feel. It's not going to bite you. Yeah, no, it's dead.
And then, a few days later, I got a thank you message from one of the guys. After everything was done, I ended with great feed of calamari and lots of bite for my next adventures. Well, in next video, something a bit different. Actually, after 6 years that we had the Whitley, we decided, you know what, it's time for hydraulic steering. So I did some research and all that stuff. I mean, mildly I did because it just got a bit too hard, didn't it?
I know. I'm really glad you made a decision to go hydraulic, because after a while, for me, holding Chiquita in one hand and trying to steer with the other hand, it became way too much. My shoulder started hurting. I ended up with back pain. Oh, I'm so happy you...
It was okay because I actually changed the cable once and that, and it was okay for 6 months, 7 months, and then it started again. So it doesn't matter how much grease I put and that, it just didn't work. So it was a big decision. I had done some research. I came across the Hydrive. What sold me is that Luxford. It's actually Australian company. So I was happy with that. Whitley's got installing them, Heinz is installing them, so obviously they proven, they verified units. So I bought it. I rang Mick. Mick is obviously my mechanic for over 5-6 years now. He's been looking after my boat since I got it. And I said, Mick, this is what I want to do. And he basically laughed because he said, TV, we crazy busy. And it is, like you'll see actually in the video, it just boats everywhere. And he's sacrificed the Saturday so we can do it. And he let me film so I can actually document for you guys what's involved, because I was that far to install it myself. And I'm just glad I didn't.
I'm glad you didn't do this too.
It was funny because every time I thought, yeah, okay, it's done. The engine's back, everything. Oh, wait, there's more. Okay, let's bleed the system. Bleed, okay, so we bleed the system. Then it took the bleeding out, put all the stuff back together. Oh, wait, we have to protect the cable. So there is conduits. Like, lucky I actually took it to the right place. But you guys have a look and enjoy the next video. Well, this time I had enough. For almost 6 years I have this boat, and finally I made a decision to install an hydraulic steering. I did a bit of research and then I rang Mick Marine, who has been looking after my boat for over 5 years, and told him what I have in mind. The workshop was crazy busy, but Mick made a decision to sacrifice a Saturday for me, and here we go. After all the research I done, I went for Hydrive steering kit. Luxford Marine is an Australian company, and that was my major point. Also, Whitley, Heinz and others are using it, so it's verified and trusted system. The kit was hamburger with a lot. All he needed is someone to install it, and that one wasn't me. I was actually very glad to see my cable steering go. For this exercise, Mick took the engine down so it's easier to work around it, while young James took all the old stuff off. On top of all this, little Zach was making sure they're doing the right thing.
Who's the boss?
Me.
That's it.
The process looked a bit complicated, but not for these guys who had massive experience installing these kind of systems. Before returning the engine, Mick made sure this job is unique for happy fishermen. Well, it was time to put the engine back and do the final touch-ups. I was documenting all this so you guys can see roughly what's involved. As I was thinking all done, there was more. Bleeding the system was the next part. It is important to take all this in consideration. Then protecting the tubes was another important part that I was not aware of. Seeing all this, I was happy that I did not attempt to install it myself. While I was there, we done the service as well. I was honored by little Zach doing the work on my boat. Just amazing to see father and son bonding. In return, I promised Zach I will take him fishing soon on my boat and we will catch lots of fish. After the final test, Mick used the greaser to remove all the fingerprints, leftover grease, and then he washed it all off. No marks or grease left at all. That's one thing I would like to see all the mechanics do. Not just boat, but car mechanics as well. Job done, and I am a happy fisherman.
Before we go, I really would like to thank Mick for making time to install our hydraulic steering system.
And James and little Zach.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
And I would like to actually say thank you to Wendy Sainot, to Brett Wilkinson, Niazi Sertioglu, and the rest of you guys that actually purchased one of our t-shirts in support of Happy Fisherman Adventures. Also, last week's episode on tuna, it went really good. We got lots and lots of people thanking us. And I would like to say another special thank to Don Marco, the Sharkman Charters, who actually took his time to help you guys actually catch your next tuna. So thank you, Marco, and we'll see you.
Thank you for watching. We will see you next week.
Cheers.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fish.